Welcome to my YouTube channel, Begin with Bree. Feel free to subscribe, like, and comment below. And also feel free to follow me at Begin with Bree on Instagram and on TikTok for more information related to overall health and wellness. So today's video that I wanted to do is just to talk about a few things that I wish I would have known prior to starting my health and wellness journey. As many of you know, I began June 23rd, 2020. I was 281 pounds. I was considered morbidly obese for my height, which at the time I thought was 5'5". Long story. We'll get into that a little later, but I'm 5'6". Who knew? But anyways, since then I've lost over 130 pounds through natural weight loss, so no surgeries, healthy vegetarian eating, and regular exercise. And I've developed a passion for fitness and became a certified personal trainer. And I'm just using, my social media platforms to just encourage people on their own health and wellness journey, mind, body, and soul. So a few of the things that I've learned on my journey that I wish I would have known in the beginning is, one, the signs of over-exercising. So I just developed such a passion for exercise. It's so good for mental health. Research has shown that for mild and moderate depression, that it has like similar effects to taking an antidepressant, and it's just such a great mood boost, confident boost, stress release. And so I love to exercise, and I know that in my health and wellness journey, I wouldn't take a rest day in the beginning because I wanted to work out every single day. And I would work out, I started off at 20 minutes, but then 20 minutes picked up to 40 minutes, 40 minutes picked up to like an hour or so. And then from there, I was working out like an hour and a half a day. Not all at one time, but like broken up throughout the day. Mind you, we were in the middle of a pandemic. I was working remotely. We were kind of stuck at home. I was, taking care of my daughter and not getting out a lot with her. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, physical activity is very minimal right now, and just like my everyday life, I'm very sedentary, so there's no harm in working out an hour and a half, pretty much every day, which is what I was doing. And yes, that definitely helped me with like my weight loss results. However, over time, I just noticed a change in my energy. I just felt tired suddenly. I felt a little more irritable. I felt like I wasn't getting the proper sleep, that it was really taking me so long to get to sleep, and I was having restless nights. And I'm like, wow, what is going on? And so I looked into it, and who knew you could, over exercise to that extent? So I stepped back for a moment and went from like an hour and a half to maybe like about 45 minutes a day. And then I also incorporated an active rest day. So maybe instead of just like completely, resting, no physical activity, I would do something just a lot lower in intensity and duration. So usually throughout the week, I'm doing like HIIT workouts and all that sort of stuff, weight, strength training. But maybe on a rest day, I'll just stretch, or I'll go for a stroll, or sometimes I'll get on my exercise bike, something simple like that. So definitely know the signs of over exercising. If you're working out regularly and you're still feeling really lethargic or stressed or anxious, or you're having difficulty sleeping, you're having cravings, that's a huge one, because I was over exercising. I was so hungry, and I was hungry for sugar. I was having all these sugar cravings, and I didn't give into it in the sense of like eating like brownies and cakes and cookies and all that kind of stuff, candy, but I really was taking way too much sugar in through like my protein shakes, through like my yogurts and different things like that. And I would find myself like doing like late night yogurt snacking because I was so I was just craving it. And so you really, really, really want to watch that. And then when you over exercise, it increases like the cortisol, which is your like stress hormone, and that causes you to like overeat and like retain weight and everything, which you might find yourself in a situation on your health and wellness journey where like you've hit a plateau or you're gaining weight and you're like, well, what's going on? I'm working out regularly, I'm eating healthy. It could be a sign that, you know, you're over exercising, and maybe you're not getting enough fuel in your body food wise. So definitely take a look at what you're doing and see if there's any way that you can kind of make adjustments. So I know I did, and it helped tremendously. So another thing, which I kind of already touched on, was give yourself a rest day. So, you know, don't work out to the highest intensity and the highest duration every single day. Your body needs some time to recoup and refresh. So at least give yourself that one rest day. Maybe you're not completely sedentary, but you're doing something that's very low key. And also, even throughout the week, switch up your workout routine. So I wanted to do HIIT 6 days a week. I loved HIIT. You know, I just wanted to do it all the time, and I realized that's not really realistic, and it's not really, you know, great for you health wise in the long run. HIIT is good 2 to 3 times a week. Then throughout the other days, incorporate strength training, incorporate some like regular cardio, incorporate a dance workout video, something along those lines. But I would say definitely include variety in your workouts, and give yourself a rest. Something else that I would have wanted to know early on in my health and wellness journey is about like eating disorders. So when you're morbidly obese, you have all this guilt and this shame around eating. Why can't I seem to control my eating? Why do I overeat? Maybe I'm just greedy. You know, why can't I seem to get up and exercise? Maybe I'm just lazy, you know, and you start associating all these negative words to yourself. And a lot of times, people who are morbidly obese or overweight and they're struggling to eat healthy and in moderation and struggling to exercise may be dealing with an eating disorder and they don't even realize it, or dealing with like a mental health disorder, like say depression. Depression decreases your lack of motivation, right? So that could be something. So I would say I wish I would have known more about it, because when you start your health and wellness journey, there's even times where I found myself like binge eating. Now, I just want to say I've never been diagnosed with an official like binge eating disorder by any licensed professional. However, when I take a look at what binge eating disorder is, I can say that there are a lot of things about binge eating disorder that I personally relate to. From, you know, the overeating, eating when you're not hungry, when you're actually full, when there's no reason to eat, eating in secret, um, eating a lot of food over like a small period of time, say over 2 hours, like and then going into like this binge restrict cycle where now you feel guilty that you overate, and so now you're restricting, and you're starting this new diet, or you're going on some sort of fast or cleanse or detox or something along those lines to get yourself together, and now you're feeling stressed out because you're hungry and you overeat again, you know, and then this cycle continues. So I don't want to associate myself with binge eating disorder because I've never been diagnosed with it. However, I will say that it's something that I wish I would have looked into a bit more at the start of my health and wellness journey, because I think that when you're able to put a name to something that you've been dealing with, other than, oh, I'm just lazy, oh, I'm just unmotivated, oh, I'm just greedy, then it kind of takes away some of that shame and that guilt around it. And you realize like, wow, this may really be above me, this issue that I'm dealing with, and I need to go seek professional help for it. So, and there's hope, you know, there's hope, because I'm not the only one that's struggling with this. So it's not just a matter of me just not feeling like doing it. It's maybe something that's beyond me, and there's tools that I can use to help me to get through this. So I would say, you know, mental health counseling or speaking to a nutritionist can go a really long way. I've had the opportunity since I started my health and wellness journey to discuss my eating patterns with a nutritionist, and she sat down with me and went over everything, like what I eat and my motives behind what I eat, how I exercise, my motives behind how I exercise, so that we can, really get to like the root of the issue and make sure that I'm, having a well-balanced, healthy diet and exercise routine. So yeah, eating disorders are huge, are huge. Another thing that I wish I would have known early on in my health and wellness journey is how beneficial nutritionists can be. Um, I feel like I thought that I knew what I was doing, right? Like, oh, I know what to do. You restrict bread and potatoes and pasta and rice, and you increase your fiber, you increase your protein, and you eat plenty of fruits and veggies, and that's gonna get the weight off. And it did. It did get the weight off, but I feel like had I spoken to a nutritionist, I would have found a way to do it in a more, well-balanced way that still gave me the opportunity to have those things, but maybe in moderation. So I would definitely say speak to a nutritionist, because it can be very, very beneficial to you on your health and wellness journey. And that's if you're in a position to be able to do so. I do recognize that everyone is not in the position to be able to do that. But if you are, definitely utilize that help if you can. Another thing that I wish someone would have told me at the beginning of my health and wellness journey is how off your body image can be at times as you're losing weight. I didn't size down my clothes for a really, really long time. So I started off at a size 24. And once I started finally sizing down, I sized down into a 14. But even that at the time was way too big. And I quickly found out like a month later that I was actually wearing a size 10. So I really had a hard time seeing, the changes that my body was going through, because I wasn't really taking measurements regularly or sizing down. But what I did do was take a lot of pictures and videos, and that really helped to kind of be able to compare. And I saved a lot of my old clothes, and I would put those on and see how they fit, and that helped me to understand like the progress that I was making as well. But I'll tell you the truth, like even now, like this shirt is a size small, these pants are a size 2, and even now when I look at myself, sometimes like I just still see that really, beautiful, voluptuous, full-figured woman, and it's hard to see the progress that I've made, and how like I'm fitter now, and I'm toner now, and I'm thinner now. So wow. Body dysmorphia. I won't say that I have body dysmorphia, but what I will say is like body image struggles are real when you are going through your health and wellness journey, and it takes a while for your mind to catch up to your body. So yeah, that's something I definitely wish I would have known. Also, the importance of a personal trainer and or accountability is something that I wish I would have known early on in my journey. I wanted to do it all on my own, right? So I didn't go to a gym. I didn't seek the help of a personal trainer. I found videos on YouTube, and I worked out to those until about like the 4th month or so in my journey. And then I just started doing my own routines based off of, the videos and different things that I had been watching for months. And so I would say that personal trainers are so important, not just for like motivation and everything along those lines, but as I started getting my certification in personal training through the National Academy of Sports Medicine, I realized how easy it is to injure yourself because you're doing moves improperly. So squats, lunges, that sort of thing, your weights, there's a certain form you have to be in, and personal trainers can really, really help you to make sure that you don't injure yourself. And so thank God I had the help of my husband. He's a physical therapist. So he really helped me when it came to like injury prevention and like my form and everything like that when I was working out. And if I did like pull something, he was there to kind of tell me exactly what what stretches I needed to do to get it back together. But I'll say that personal trainers go a long way. And I mean, if you're very new to exercise, then you probably, would benefit from seeking one versus just hopping on a YouTube video and doing those workouts, because you need someone to kind of look at you and monitor your form and everything like that and make sure that you don't injure yourself. And then also, accountability is super duper important. I was able to lose 100 pounds in 6 months without any accountability, and I lost 30 pounds after that. But now that I host my own group workouts virtually, and I do individual classes as well virtually, I realize like the power of accountability. And honestly, sometimes if it wasn't for my group workouts, for my individual sessions, I don't know if I would put in that same level of energy into those workouts. And so they hold me accountable and I hold them accountable. So I would definitely say there is like so much power in that. Also, don't compare yourself, don't compare your journey to anybody else's. So very important. I mean, definitely seek inspiration on Instagram, on YouTube, or whatever social media platform you're on, and know that if they could do it, that you could do it as well. But don't compare yourself. If you see that somebody seems to be losing weight quicker than you are, or whatever, because you don't know the behind the scenes, you don't know what's going on. Some of the most popular weight loss influencers that I follow, they struggle just like we do, and sometimes I look at their stories and I read their posts, and I hear about how they've starved themselves after a horrible binging episode that they had, or how they're going on like these not so healthy detoxes or cleanses and different things like that to try to get things together. And it's just like you really never know what they're going through behind the scenes, or what helped them to get as far as they were able to get. So I would say don't compare yourself. Just keep your eyes on your lane, run your race, stay focused. And then also, I think somewhere along the way on my health and wellness journey, especially as I started seeing results and start sizing down, the focus became less like, oh man, I just want to be strong, I want to be healthy, I want to be energetic, and it became like, oh, I want to be small, I want to be slim, and I think that when you focus on being strong and being healthy and having energy, that's going to go a much longer way than your focus being on being skinny, or being small or fitting into a certain jean size. So eat like you love yourself, exercise like you love yourself. Take your eyes off of what you want to look like and keep your mind on what it is that you want to feel like. That's so important at the end of the day. Like, do you have peace? Do you feel energized? Do you have mental clarity? Do you have joy? Do you have confidence? Do you feel stronger? Like, that's key. At the end of the day, that's what this journey is all about. And that's what's going to keep you going and keep you from getting discouraged when you step on the scale and you see that it hasn't moved and you've hit a plateau, or it's not moving as quickly as you want it to move, or even you step on the scale and you see that you've gained weight. You're going to think back to those non-scale victories, like, okay, but was I able to play with my child today without feeling exhausted? Was I able to go to this event today without having to cancel on them because I just didn't feel up to it? Was I able to go to the grocery store and do all of my shopping without getting super stressed out and feeling tired by the end of it all, to the point I don't even want to put my groceries back or cook any of the groceries when I come home, So, think about those non-scale victories, and that's going to keep motivated to keep going and to keep pushing. So, and keep God in the center of your journey. If, He's in the center of your journey. I know for me, prayer was super, super important, and it still is. I can't do it without Him. The Bible says apart from God, we can do nothing, but with God, we can do all things. And so I have to remember to keep Him in the center. He brought me this far, and He's going to continue to keep me and to take me further. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. There is so much more to come. Stay tuned. Yeah, be blessed and begin.